Bluey is a show that exists on two completely different channels at the same time. Channel 1 is for the kids. Funny dog family, colorful games, somebody gets hit with something, everybody laughs, 7 minutes, nap time. Channel 2 is for the parents sitting next to them on the couch. Grief, miscarriage, deployment, death. The specific terror of a child growing up faster than you were ready for. The guilt of a bad day you cannot explain to your own family. The feeling of saying goodbye to something you love and not being able to tell your children what you are actually saying goodbye to. Today, we are going through 5 specific episodes. 5 hidden endings that children saw and completely missed. 5 moments the show placed in plain sight for every parent in the room and wrapped in enough color and noise that the kids never stood a chance of finding them. Let's go. The show, the episode where a balloon popping confirmed a miscarriage. The show is Season 2, Episode 16. It is Mother's Day morning. Bandit and the girls bring chilly breakfast in bed. Bingo trips and spills the tray. The breakfast goes everywhere. Bingo is devastated. Chili does the thing every mom in the room recognizes immediately. She sits up. She tells Bingo to have a little cry, pick herself up, dust herself off, and keep going. The show must go on. Bingo hears this, files it away. It will come back. The girls then put on a play for Chili about how Bandit and Chili met, fell in love, and had children. They acted out with drawings and costumes and the specific theatrical commitment of children who do not yet know they are not very good at theater. Bingo plays Chili at the beginning of the story. And to represent Chili being pregnant, Bingo places a blue balloon under her shirt. The girls get carried away, as they always do, and the balloon pops. For the children watching, a balloon popped. Bingo is sad. Moving on. For every parent in the room, the camera cut immediately to Chili's face. And Chili's face did something the show had never done before. In 2023, an author named Isabel Oderberg contacted Joe Brum directly while writing a book about miscarriage to settle what she called the heated online debate around the episode. Brum confirmed it plainly. The show does point at Chili having a miscarriage. In fact, this is what the episode is about essentially. Chili is passing down her method of coping to Bingo. The lesson in the episode is this. When something breaks that you were not expecting, you have a little cry, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and the show must go on. Chili says it to Bingo about a breakfast tray. Bingo says it to herself about the balloon. And Chili, watching from the bed on Mother's Day with Bandit's hand in hers, heard it about something she had never spoken out loud to her children and never would. The kids in the room saw a balloon pop. The parents saw the bravest thing the show has ever put on screen. Dragon, the episode where Chili said goodbye to her dead mom and nobody noticed. Dragon is Season 3, Episode 40. The family plays an elaborate drawing game together, a kind of Dungeons and Dragons adventure told through crayon illustrations, where Bluey is a fairy, Bandit is a barbarian, Bingo is a race car driver who has no interest in being a medieval character, and Chili is an elf warrior with a horse. The horse is the thing you need to pay attention to. Early in the episode, Bluey struggles with her drawing and wants to give up. Chili shares a memory. When she was 7 years old, she could not draw horses the way she wanted to. Her mother sat with her. Her mother told her that her drawing was not as good as the book. And then, before the sting of that landed, her mother added that it was pretty good for a 7-year-old. And she told Chili to keep practicing, to never give up. And Chili never gave up. Bluey, listening to this story, says that Chili's mom sounds nice, and Chili says quietly, in past tense, that she was. Bluey does not recognize the woman in the memory, because she never met her. Chili's mom died before Bluey and Bingo were born. The girls are hearing about their grandmother as a character in a story about someone else's childhood, and they process it the way children process things they do not fully understand yet. They move on to the next part of the adventure. The episode ends with the family defeating the dragon and emerging into the light. And then Chili's horse, which has been her constant companion through the whole adventure, decides not to come with them. It turns to face Chili. There is a goodbye that is quiet and specific and complete. Adults watch Chili say goodbye to her mother, in front of her children, inside a game, in a way that let her feel the whole thing without any of it landing on the kids. Army, the episode about a father being gone that never says he is gone. Army is Season 2, Episode 16. It follows Jack, the new kid at school, on his first day. Jack has trouble following instructions and tends to forget things and cannot always sit still. Calypso notices this and quietly steers him toward Rusty, a red Kelpie who runs a very serious pretend army game in the playground. The episode is about Jack finding his place. That is the story the children see. The hidden story is Rusty. Rusty has been playing army since he was small. His father is deployed with the Australian Army, which means he is away from home for long stretches of time. Rusty does not complain about this. He does not cry about it. He does not explain it to anyone. He runs his army game with total commitment and total precision. And at the end of the day, when the game is finished, Rusty's dad arrives to pick him up. The condensed milk is the detail that breaks everything open. Rusty's dad brings him a tin of condensed milk from his ration kit. It is a soldier's field ration, sweet and dense and specific to the kind of places his dad goes. Rusty gives the tin to Jack, his new friend, on his first day of school. Because Jack is struggling, and Rusty knows something about finding ways to keep going when the person you need most is somewhere you cannot reach. The children watching this episode see a boy playing army who makes a friend. They see a dad arrive at the end of the day. They might notice the tin and think it is a funny gift. Adults watch a child who has built an entire game around the thing his father does for a living, who practices loyalty and courage, and no man left behind on a playground every single day, not because he is playing, but because this is how he stays close to someone who is far away. And at the end of the episode, his dad arrives holding a piece of wherever he has been, and Rusty gives it to the new kid who needed something that day. The letter from a deployed dad that destroyed every Australian parent in the room. Cricket is Season 3, Episode 47. It was voted the best episode of Bluey in a viewer poll conducted by the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. A retired professional cricketer said on a podcast that if you do not have a tear in your eye at the end of this episode, he does not know if you are human. The episode looks like a sports episode. The neighborhood dads are playing cricket. Rusty steps up to bat. Nobody can get him out. The episode keeps cutting back to flashbacks, showing how Rusty got this good, which involves obsessive backyard practice, taking every knock, finding a way to stand in front of fast bowling when fast bowling terrified him. His dad was deployed. Letters went back and forth, and one letter contained the thing that every parent in Australia lost their composure over, disguised as cricket advice. Rusty's dad wrote that as he grew up, he would face harder things than a cricket ball, and he would have two choices: back away and get out, or step in front and play a pull shot. Keep your eye on the ball, and take care of your little sister for me. That is a letter from a soldier to his son, written from wherever he is, delivered by post while Rusty was learning to face a fast bowler in a backyard. And the advice that got Rusty through the hardest part of a cricket game is the same advice that has been getting him through every school day and every weekend and every evening without his dad in the house. The episode ends with Rusty throwing the game. He could hit the ball anywhere he likes. Instead, he lobs it gently to his little sister in the outfield. She catches it. She wins. And Rusty walks off the field with her, quietly thrilled that she got to feel it. Bandit turns to Bluey and says that is what cricket is about. There was not a dry eye in Australia. American viewers watched it 8 months later and needed subtitles for the cricket, but cried at exactly the same moment. Smash that like button if Channel 2 just hit you somewhere you were not expecting. And subscribe so you never miss another video like this one. Which of these 5 hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.